It said it didn't say record.
Well, what's happening, Nooch?
Just another beautiful day. How you doing today, Fish?
Beautiful day here in Texas. Over there in Florida, not looking so good. Florida might have to cancel a game.
They may cancel the season.
Yeah, they should cancel the season. This is a good excuse as any. Big hurricane headed their way.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, our thoughts and prayers are with them. It's a big one.
Yes.
Looks like it's going to be pretty
Absolutely.
ugly. Um, this thing's
Yeah.
going all the way up. My
Uh,
sister, she lived in Tallahassee. She used to live in Crestview in Florida.
okay.
She moved to Tallahassee for about 5 years, and then her husband retired, and they moved to their cabin. They had a cabin up in North Carolina, and I
Hmm.
remember whenever that happened, she was like, "I'm so glad I don't have to deal with hurricanes and all that mess again." She's in the cone. She's in the
Nice.
cone right now. Tropical storm warning, or
Yeah.
tropical storm
Yeah.
watch. She's under
It's
a
gonna be
watch.
a it's gonna be a bad one. I think it's gonna be a minimum of a three, possibly as high as a four when it hits. So it's gonna be a good one, and that's gonna be hitting pretty much the same area that Michael hit a few years ago.
A little bit east of there. Um, I got a
Yeah.
buddy. It's right. He's in a town called East Point. Not a good place to
Okay.
be. Hopefully it hits slightly.
Yeah.
He said the way it's looking, it may hit like 10, 12 miles east of him. And I was like, man, I hope it does. I hope it doesn't jog.
That's that's ideal.
Yeah, because a little jog and he's in trouble. He is in this guy's a
A lot
freak
of it.
too. He moved there and he built three metal buildings and they're all rated for 170. He hadn't even built his house yet. He's got two campers there on the
Hmm.
property. They're inside the buildings. He's got all his equipment in there. He's got three generators. He's going to be fine as long as they don't flood. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah. And that's always a concern when you live down on the coast and one of these are coming in.
Yeah, his wife, he said his wife wanted to leave. I was like, they're from Atlanta. I said, what's she going to go to Atlanta? He said, no, it's going to be a foot of rain up there. She was going to go to Biloxi and play casino games. I'm like, I actually don't blame her.
Yeah, hey, no,
Not a
that's
bad
I mean, I'm
idea.
not a casino guy, but I'm not big into casinos and I mean who the hell wants to go to Mississippi, but it is better than a hurricane.
I mean, yeah, honestly. All right, I'll leave that alone. I like the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's like New Orleans without all the shit, to be honest with you.
True. Good
So
point.
anyway, uh, played a ball game, got a little revenge.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah,
And it got it off to a sluggish start, but came around and it wasn't as bad as what people were making it out to be.
sluggish
No,
start.
UCLA is
Fine,
not a
sluggish
good ball
start.
club. But just it didn't, mostly on the defense.
Okay,
Can't stop anybody.
yeah,
I mean, the offense is the off. We are literally the exact polar opposite of what we have always been.
yep.
Like right now, we're golden at quarterback. Golden. Still trying to find a steady running game. We got a little bit of one, but nothing to brag about, which is weird.
Heard Brian
Our
Kelly say
receivers have a
something
case of the
about that,
drops.
and I'd like to get your opinion on it. He
Okay, I
said
haven't heard any of his comments.
he said he felt like teams were playing to stop the run, which in turn is allowing Nussmeier to have the kind of year he's having so far because they're trying to stop the
Uh,
run.
I'm not really going to disagree with him because shit, if you look, people are stacking the box.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I wouldn't if I was playing against LSU, but they are. I mean, and we keep running into a loaded box for I don't know
Yeah,
why, but
boggles the mind sometimes, but we've been there before. But that's not the MO of this offense. The MO of this offense is okay. So you said sluggish start. The reason why I asked you to define sluggish start is because we scored on the first possession for the first time.
yeah,
So
yeah, scored
offensively,
so quick that I missed it.
yeah, offensively, not a sluggish start. Um,
Yeah,
offense is it's not a juggernaut, but it's because of the lack of a running game. That's not a juggernaut. But yeah, Nussmeier just continues to impress. Um, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country statistically, and definitely in the
yeah,
SEC. May still be the best in the SEC as far as touchdown passes.
he should be. I can
He,
tell you that in just a moment.
Yeah, because he had a couple more Saturday. Anyway, defense, LSU again. I will give you that sluggish start on defense. Shut them out the second half. Week before that,
Yes.
horrible start on defense, and then didn't shut them out, but played much better second half. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it, man. We're making adjustments at halftime, but why can't we start right?
I, I don't I I don't know. This whole team actually is kind of an enigma to me. I'm trying to figure out who we are, and I think that's kind of one of Brian Kelly's issues right now is he's still trying to figure out who we are.
He's
I
frustrated.
mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I'm frustrated and I'm just watching, and
yeah,
it's you could see the pieces seem to be there, and then at other times it looks like we don't have the pieces, and then other times it looks like okay, we're figuring this out, and then we don't. So it's really frustrating is probably the best way to put it.
yeah. He seems frustrated. Press conferences are hard, especially post game pressers. He's kind of nasty. He's kind of being a jerk. Um, you know,
He has that reputation. I mean,
it's because
he
he's
he
hearing it
always
though.
was, and
He's hearing it though. And I'll
he
give
is. And man,
LSU
look,
fans are fans, okay? So fans are gonna bitch and complain. But I'll give him this.
yeah, but still,
LSU's media can be nasty.
yeah, they can. And I don't know what all else he's hearing, but from the few I've listened to, shit, I'll be honest with you, I think they're lobbing softballs at him right now. I don't really see that they're bringing the high heat just yet. And there's a few questions that I would like them to actually ask point blank that they never seem to. It's always kind of vague and generic. And
Yeah, but
man,
it's like
look,
veiled. It's like veiled to me. You said vague and generic. To
yeah,
me, it's like they're veiled insults is what they are, and that's what I think he's hearing them as. Is like
it probably is. And
almost wants to just say, just come out
look,
and say it, man. I mean,
yeah, yeah, and look, I'll tell you, I read multiple message boards here and there, and people don't want to hear it, but we're 4 games into a major rebuild, year three of a major rebuild, and everybody wants to say, oh, well, with the portal. Well, first off, the players have to be available in the portal, and you can't miss at all to do this overnight. And Kelly doesn't appear to be trying to do it overnight. He's trying to build a program. He's building a team, and right now, I mean, if you think about it, our leaders should be guys that were brought in by the previous administration. And mostly what we're talking about is guys who are younger, guys who came in after that. And we don't have the depth in that senior upperclassman leadership right now. It's just not there. And that's because of Mrs. I mean, the guy was hired, what, 2 weeks before early signing day?
yeah.
So his first class, really can't really call it his class. Yeah, he's the guy who they signed on the dotted line for, but he was handed that class.
I'll say this. Um, Interesting note. 8 years ago today, Les Miles and Cam Cameron were fired. That's funny.
I saw
Um,
that earlier today. Yeah,
my
which means we should be playing Auburn right around now.
yeah,
Instead,
right, because it was right after the
I'm
Auburn
still
game.
pissed. Yeah, I'm still pissed about that.
Man, how the turntables. Anyway, yeah, because now
Yes,
we got I don't know if you watch Monday Night Football, but we had Joe versus
I
Jaden, and it's just amazing sitting there watching it. And there's Jamar Chase. I watched a little of the Saints game even, and they lost. Every time I decide to get into the Saints, they lose. But I see Foster Moreau running around. It's LSU everywhere in the NFL. But man,
yeah,
Jaden Daniels, oh my God, dude, what is he,
dude,
23
he's
out of 25 or something stupid like that?
something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
That was the
game.
first NFL game since at least 1940 that there was not a single turnover or punt.
I know, and I see some of the sports media, the national, media picking on Joe like it's his fault. I'm like, he put up points.
Dude,
I
he threw
mean,
for,
he
he
doesn't
threw for
play.
300. I think he had 324 yards, three touchdowns, and put him in position for a game tie and field goal that the kicker missed.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't know what else you want him to do.
That's just how people are. They're stupid. Fans are stupid everywhere, including LSU fans. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, we may have a monopoly on stupid fans. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we got we got some real Nobel Prize winners out there.
so we talked about Nussmeier. Nussmeier's really good. Um,
Yeah,
let's have a positive podcast.
yeah, absolutely.
Who's impressing you on offense?
Other than Nussmeier,
Yeah.
man, it comes in waves. I'm gonna go with Emory Jones.
Okay. That's, I was not expecting you to go wide receiver, but I was not expecting you to go offensive
Well,
lineman either. Little scare with Emory Jones Saturday, but he came back and played Emory. He's consistent. He's solid.
yeah, yeah, he's steady. I mean,
He's a first rounder.
he's yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think so. Outside of him, I mean,
Let's
Durham
take
in
turns.
flashes.
Let's take
Okay,
turns. I'm
go
gonna go
ahead.
now.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Aaron Anderson.
That's a good pick. I considered him.
Um, Kind of doing what I expected him to do last year. He's
Yeah,
definitely getting involved in the passing game, and uh, he's a quick little slot receiver,
yeah,
catching the damn
yeah,
ball. All
yeah.
right,
And he's okay.
you go ahead with somebody else.
Um, Jesus, man, it's actually I guess I'm gonna go with Kyle Parker.
Damn, you did pick a wide receiver. Yeah, big touchdown
Yeah,
catch. Had his first touchdown catch. He looked good.
yeah, yeah, he did. I know you were probably expecting me to go with one of the running backs, but
I was.
I'm
Yeah.
bits and pieces, flashes here and there from each of them, but I haven't seen I haven't seen a total game from one yet.
Well, I'm gonna pick my next one, Xavier Thomas, wide receiver.
Okay,
So we got a
yeah,
quarterback and three wide receivers so far. Go on. Xavier
yeah.
Thomas
Then
scored a touchdown, by the way.
he had one. In that case, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll take the first running back, and I'll go with Caden Durham.
Okay. We got a running back off
I
the
mean,
board. Yeah, he looked good
got
again.
one.
Josh Williams looked good in the first drive. I still don't think Josh Williams is an RB1, which means he never will be, because this is it for him.
Yeah,
But Caden
yeah,
Durham, he looks real good for a true freshman.
yeah. He does.
I'm gonna go back to what I said in I don't remember, I think maybe it was last week, but one of the things I hear to me reminds me of Dalton Hilliard, the way he runs. However, a thing that I've heard is, oh, he reminds me of Justin Vincent. Well, the situation reminds me of Justin Vincent.
Yeah, because Vincent was behind a couple of. Oh, I mean, we had better backs in front of him, in front of Justin Vincent than what we currently do for Durham. But
Right, but he came on as the season progressed, and by the end of the year, he was the dude.
yeah, it was.
His freshman year.
sh- Yeah, he was SEC championship game player of the year, and I believe the national championship game too, wasn't
Definitely SEC championship game because I was there.
he? Yeah, I wasn't.
Um, so yeah, I like Caden Durham. That's a good pick. I got one more because you went
Okay.
first, right?
Yes.
All right, Mason Taylor. I
I
wish he
gotta slap
blocked
myself.
better, but I wish he blocked better. But
I,
damn, dude can catch and run.
yeah, he's got the most amazing career stat line I've ever saw in my life. He currently is sitting at 99 total catches for 999 yards in his career.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's
That's
the greatest stat
insane.
line ever. He needs to just retire right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Which that's an
Yeah.
LSU record for
Yes.
at least
For
for
a tight end.
catches. Is it for both or for
It's
catches?
for both. He's
Oh
LSU's
wow.
career leader in both now.
for a tight end. So yeah, Mason Taylor's having a really good year catching the ball. I'm
Did
gonna
you
go with that.
did you see the clip that was it the SEC Network or ESPN did on him this week? You have to find it on YouTube. I'll see if I can hunt it down and send it to you. But they talk to his dad. They show footages from when his dad was still a player, and they went and did like a whatever little thing at his house, and there was Mason Taylor as this little kid walking around or whatever, and you could see he was he was raised in a very competitive football family,
Oh
so it's
yeah,
it's in his
Jason
blood.
Taylor's son.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
And
pretty good.
um, but you could tell he also he comes from really good people. They talked to his dad a few times. His dad teared up a little bit talking about the Alabama game in 22
Ooh,
because
how
his
huge was that for a freshman? Damn.
oh, huge. But his dad is an analyst for Miami, University of Miami,
Oh,
and he says that's something he'll always remember because he wasn't there that night. And like you could see it, it like ate him up a moment that big that he missed, and you could really see the family ties there. So he's also not just a great player, but you can see an all around good guy coming from a good family, and it's just good people, and you like to see people like that succeed.
yeah. Now, if I can just get him to block a little better,
Yeah.
but I think that would help the running game. But hard to take anything away from him because he's had a great career and he's having a great year offensively with production.
Yes.
So I'm going to stop there with the offense. That's probably, I mean, we just rattled off what six players plus an us,
Yeah.
the seven players that we think are doing really well that we've been impressed with. So the offense is not the problem.
No.
Um,
It's
let's talk about the defense.
okay.
What do you see? Let's just go ahead and get the bad stuff out of the way. And I'm talking about bad play. I'm gonna start with my man crush. We
I
talked
was
about Aaron
hoping
Anderson, number one on offense. My man crush is number one on defense, but he has a problem turning around.
he has had a bad stretch of games here. He's
He's there. He just
he
doesn't play
is,
the ball. He doesn't have the ball
and
skills that I thought he had.
they are picking on him big time right now, big time. And
So he's
he's
a problem that yeah, he's still young. Uh,
yeah,
fourth start. Yeah, fourth start. Yeah.
yeah.
He's not a CB1. I can
No,
acknowledge that.
no,
He may be by the time he leaves LSU, but he's not right now.
no.
I think he's got room to grow. He's he needs to put on 10 more pounds, it looks like, too, because he struggles tackling. But my
Yeah, he
biggest issue with
is.
him is just turn around, man.
Yeah, even if nothing else, even if you don't make a play on the ball, you don't get flagged quite as
You don't
often
get
if
the
you're at least
PI.
looking for the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flag doesn't fly. And yeah, I agree. It kind of I'm almost wondering if that's a Corey Webster thing. I mean, not Corey Webster, Corey
Corey
Raymond
Webster.
thing.
Yeah.
Corey, I mean, we've had a couple of good Corys here.
Yeah.
Because if you think back to the around the time Corey was playing here, we had a few other guys all in that same time frame that had that same issue. Like, Denard Walker probably could have broke the NCAA record for interceptions if he just turned his head around every now and then. He always was there and just never turned to look for the ball. And that was right. I would have been roughly the same time frame that Raymond would have been playing. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe that stems down from him. That I don't know. Playing the man almost to a fault instead of playing the ball, whereas your truly great ones know when they can make that switch.
Well, I always, we both played DB a little
Yeah,
bit, what little football I did play. And I always would, if I'm on the receiver, like Ashton Sampson's always on the receiver. When I'm on the
yep.
receiver, I'm looking at his eyes
Oh, absolutely.
because the receiver is not gonna, he's not gonna not look at the ball if it's coming. He's gonna look at the ball, you know.
Yeah,
And once he
yeah,
does that, you should know to turn around.
yeah. And I'll tell you now, if you do it enough, their eyes get really big when the ball's coming their direction. Their
Yeah.
their, their eyes grow, and Sometimes you look for that body movement. They'll start to twitch their body and prepare for the
Try
catch
to get
instead
in
of
position to
just
catch the
running.
ball because they
Yeah,
see where the ball's coming
yeah.
specific.
So you see them make that quick shift, and that's when you know it's time to turn around. It's time to turn around and see what's going on. And if nothing else, especially on those deep balls, you got to have a clock in your head because at a certain point, the ball's out of the quarterback's hands. It may not be coming to your guy, but it's out of his hands, and you need to at least get a peek. You don't have to turn around and stare the quarterback down, but you need to at least turn around and see where the play's going.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little frustrating. Man, we spend a little too much time on my man crush, but that's what it is. I mean that's my guy that's got me scratching my head on defense at least. I got others that I'm not happy with, but you take a shot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm worried about mine because I think my man crush is. I think he is a CB1
Mhm.
when he's on the field.
When he's healthy.
Unfortunately, that's a problem right now. It's a big problem.
Yeah, few and
He
far
went he
between. He's on the field.
Yeah, he left the game early again, and this time, from what I'm hearing, is concussion. We haven't gotten that from LSU, but kind of judging by the way they were doing things on the sideline and the rumors, it sounds like a concussion type deal. So I don't even know if he's available this weekend. And we're probably going to need him because South Alabama can put up points. But
Yeah, we'll get to
you know,
them.
yeah, when he plays, yeah, I think he's a damn good DB.
He's played well when he's been in the game, but yeah. Um, I'm gonna let you have another one because I wasn't gonna pick the injuries yet.
Okay. Um.
Just the ones that drive me
Okay.
a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn it around and go positive on defense, and I got to give a shout out to Braden Swinson. Jesus
That's not
Christ, man, what a
fair.
season he's having. Hmm?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he is having just a phenomenal season.
So you only have one bad on defense?
No, I figured it would be easier to just name the two or three positives and then grump everybody else kind of gets lumped together
I mean, we did all
the,
the positives on offense and
the rest of the
very few
way.
negatives. All right, so I'm sticking with the negative. I'm gonna go back to he got a week's reprieve. I'm gonna go back to Major Burns.
Yeah, yeah, he's shit, and I mean we'll get to it. It kind of sounds like he may have to move back to his old position again. I don't know. I'm tired. Those two guys, Major Burns, and I'll lump him in with Sage Ryan. Those two came in with all the hype in the world and just didn't. It didn't happen. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, they're not who they were supposed to be.
Well, typically when you are, I mean, last second fighting with Bama for a recruit under Saban, a
Yeah.
DB, a DB under Saban, and you get him, you're gonna have high expectations. But Sage Ryan is that guy, and I mean, I tried to play it
I
off
just
like
didn't
he's not a cornerback, which he's not. I didn't think it was fair how he was used. It's not fair. I mean, nothing's fair, but I mean, it's not his fault that he was used the way he was. He had to
right.
be. But then when he has played safety, mediocre.
Uh, yeah, a whole lot of that.
Yeah. And then Major
And
Burns just is a major disappointment, is what he is.
it was pretty much we took a major burn with that one,
Yeah.
basically. I mean,
Well, I mean, but who else do we have? I do trust the coaches. I don't like when people say, why are they playing him? Well, probably because he's the best one at the position. That's
yeah.
my guess. My guess is he's the best one we got.
Uh,
Now, the coaches, it's their responsibility to recruit better players or to get them out of the portal or whatever. But if that's the best you got, that's the guy you should be playing. And I do believe that he's probably the best we have back there. Because you look at it, we got Toviano. I don't hardly ever see him.
has he even has I don't know. Is
I see
he
him on
even
the sideline.
kind of okay? Well,
He's
I was
there at the
wondering if
games,
I don't know what his deal is then.
and he played quite a bit last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in the doghouse or what. I don't know, but Evidently, like I said, he's not better. He's not good enough to take somebody's spot, and that's a problem
Right.
because our safety play sucks. Our DB play sucks.
I was gonna say yeah, DB play sucks. Linebacker play is not great. Oh,
No, linebacker plays bad. PJ
they
Woodland.
did.
PJ Woodland
Okay.
had a bad game.
Uh, Man, he's a true
He,
freshman.
yeah, but boy, talking about getting picked on. Whew.
Well, I mean, you got a true corner on one side of the field and not on the rest. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
mean,
don't know. Young. It's like you said.
yeah,
It's a build a program, and you could do it like Ole Miss did. Ole Miss is going to have a good year. Maybe we'll see. They hadn't played anybody with a pulse, but they're beating the brakes off everybody. But they're doing it
yeah,
with transfers, but it's going to be short lived.
exactly.
Whereas
It was,
if we can have a decent year and build it, that's good. But in the era of the
it,
transfer portal, if somebody doesn't like the fact that Joe Bob over here has gotten 2 more minutes playing time than me, I'm out. See you later.
yeah, and that I really hate that's the way it's going, but it is, and not just the portal. I mean, did you see you read the article about the UNLV quarterback that just came out today?
I don't read
He's
articles.
okay. Well, he's 4 games into the season, and he's decided that the whatever NIL deals they came up with, he says UNLV didn't come through, so he's done. He's taking a red shirt this year and go play somewhere else
Okay,
next year.
so I did see a USC guy just decided he's going to enter the transfer portal
Yeah,
because
that's
he only
I
got 21 snaps this past weekend. And this is a guy that
that's
we played against, and I think he was pretty good.
that's that's just absurd to me that that's where we've gone. That's where we're at now with college football.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking it's a starting quarterback on a team that's 3-0, and uh, screw it. I'm a redshirt the rest of the year and play somewhere else next year.
I see your
And
thing
that's
right here. You're
just
talking about quits immediately over NIL. That's unbelievable.
yeah, just
Um,
and look, I don't know what deals were offered that they failed to come through on. I don't know. I don't know the details. Just that's just mind-boggling to me that that's what we've allowed college football to become.
hey, Nooch, let me ask you a
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Which unit on defense is the best? 4 games in.
Got to be D-line.
Surprise. Bo Davis. Bo Davis
Yeah,
looked like a
and
good pick there.
yeah, and
It's kind of a
shit, we thought
no-brainer.
that might. And then we had questions about the D line, and we're banking on Jacoby and Guillory, and he's not even there now.
And he
And
got he got hurt.
yeah, yeah, he's not even there, and that's easily our best, most consistent unit. I mean, I already mentioned Braden Swinson, Savion Jones is having a good year.
Davion Jones played
Uh,
well Saturday.
Relaford's getting in there playing well.
Gabriel
I
Ellison.
mean, yeah, we're that's a pretty solid unit. I mean, no, it's not like
Deshaun
the '03
Deshaun Womack, he batted down a pass.
Womack played. Yeah. They said it's not '03 with Lavallee or '07 with Dorsey or even some of those years afterwards, like with Brockers or any of those cats, but it's shit, it's a solid unit.
You know who's number 2 in the country in quarterback pressures?
It's got to be Swinson.
Braden Swinson. Got 18 quarterback pressures. Ridiculous. What a year he's having. He's making him some
Yeah.
money. That's a transfer
Yeah.
portal guy that worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Um,
the portal can work. And I like guys like that who you get for multiple seasons and not just one year because
yes.
yeah, the portal can help, but you use the portal as a help because if you load up on guys that help you this year and are all gone, then you're back doing it again next year and the next
Yeah.
and the
And I
next.
think that's what
You,
Kelly is trying to get away from. And I don't blame him.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
we could have used a couple of players, a couple of cornerback, J.K. Johnson. He's out there. I mean, we got him from Ohio State.
yeah.
Has an Ohio State DB ever worked out for LSU in the transfer portal? Because he's what, number 3? At least 3, maybe 4.
It's at least three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And none of
at
them have
least
worked
three.
out.
And I mean, and some of it was just bad luck because I really thought Seven Banks was going to be good, but he never got
Hurt.
on the field because he was always injured. It just bad luck.
And then J.K. Johnson is he was hurt last year, but now he seems to be healthy because he's playing, but he's definitely
Yeah,
not starting. I mean, he's getting in garbage time. Um,
yeah,
all right, so the defense is, it's harder to find the good there. It's like Newt said, let's keep it kind of short and talk about the good. But we do. He mentioned that Zy Alexander with a concussion, but Harold Perkins. What I hate to say it like this, but you pointed it out, and I don't disagree. But the one time he hit somebody and got a tackle, he tore his ACL, and he's
yeah.
done for the year, and that
Out for the year.
sucks. How does that affect LSU
It
going
does.
forward year?
It may help.
I don't think so.
I hate to say it, a guy with his talent, but it was like we kept trying to force something with him that we couldn't quite figure out what. Whereas now, maybe guys can just play. Here's where you fit. Here's what you need to do. Instead of trying to find a role for Harold Perkins, now we're putting players where they need to be instead.
I will say this. Why I disagree with that. It's a valid point, but I will say this. Guy, we've been talking about Braden Swenson having a great year.
Yeah,
Teams have to account for Harold Perkins' athleticism, and they know he can speed rush, and they got a guy watching him all
yeah,
the time. Now they don't. So let's see. Hopefully, that's not the case. I'm not
yeah.
saying that is the case. I'm not saying
What
it's why Braden Swenson's having a great year, but it might be.
what I'm gonna point to as a potentially in my favor is the defense did look to have turned a corner immediately after he left against UCLA. We changed up
But that was in the middle of a game,
and we did, but but we also kind of changed up what we were doing. We became a little bit more aggressive. We did things
and we
differently
blitzed a
instead of
lot.
catering to yeah, well, instead of catering to Harold Perkins, we catered to the personnel we had on the field. And I think we got a better result instead of trying to force something that wasn't there. We just rolled with what we got, and it worked.
All right, we got about 5 minutes. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate with that theory, and maybe there's something there. I don't know. We'll see. I hope for LSU's sake that you're right. Um,
Oh, I'm
for Harold
trying to
Perkins'
stay
sake, I
positive.
just hope
Remember?
he has a quick recovery and is able to bounce back from it. But yeah, it sucks, man. This was
Yeah.
his money year. You hate to see
Yeah.
that. All right,
Yeah. And hey, we'll see if he comes back next year or if he tries his luck with the draft. We don't know because he is eligible, and we have seen players.
I'm off a knee injury and go pro. Yeah.
Yeah, because
But I mean, look at the knee
I mean,
surgeries. We were kind of talking about this on a Facebook chat. Me, you, and Herb
yeah,
was most of the conversation. But yeah, we're talking about how quickly guys come back from it now. Pretty amazing. Zy Alexander, John Emery came back from it really quickly too. Of course, he blew out his knee, but I don't
yeah.
know if it was the same knee. I don't think it had anything to do with he
I
came
don't
back
know.
too soon because he looked really good.
Oh, yeah. Zy
Uh,
Alexander looks great on
Zy
his.
Alexander looked great. Yeah. So, and I hope Harold Perkins is able to bounce back like they did and
Yeah,
comes back.
absolutely.
I hope he comes back.
I would love
Yeah.
him to come back
I'd like
next
to
year.
see him have a good end to the story at LSU. Let's talk about
Yeah,
South Alabama. Is it that who we're playing?
yeah. South Alabama from Mobile.
How disrespectful is that, huh? Is that who we're playing? I
Yeah,
know this about them. They score like a basketball team.
yeah. They beat the living hell out of Northwestern State. But I mean, man, I looked at their schedule, and I haven't watched their games, so I can't comment on them specifically. Yeah, they score, but apparently they don't stop anybody not named Northwestern State because they've already got a couple of losses. They North Texas hung 52 on them. Ohio beat them, and they've beaten App State, which App State is not the App State of a few years ago. They're not on that level anymore. And they beat Northwestern State, which is if you had to take a picture of a complete dumpster fire of a program, they are front and center right now with what's going on up in Natchitoches. They've got all kinds of issues and problems off the field, uh, big issues there. And I'm actually shocked they still have a team this year. So I mean that's who they beat up on.
Here's my problem though. They throw up points, and
Hmm.
our defense has been known to get in a hole. Now, this is a team where you get in a hole, we're going to come back from it, like we did against Nichols, like we did against South
Right.
Carolina, even. But you don't want to get in a hole. Just make a habit of getting in a hole all the time. We need to figure
Yeah.
something out on defense. I would love to see us, knowing that this team can put up points. I would love to see us come out and if not pitch a shutout, at least limit them early. Because I know in the second
Yeah,
half
absolutely.
we're going to make adjustments and we'll be
It's
fine and we're going to come back and win. But I just like to see
yeah,
us
we
dominate a damn game.
right, we do. We always make the adjustments and then you hear the announcers say, "Well, our athletes are taking over." Well, we got better athletes than them across the board. Let's just go out and out athlete them
Yeah,
from the
let's
damn
do it from
beginning.
the get-go.
Let's just go look. Hey, I've played in games where we were outmatched, and I really can't tell you too many times that people let me stick around. No, they just come out, look, hey, we're better than y'all, and you just kick dog shit out of us and be done with it.
Get on down the
And
road. Hey,
yeah,
you got like 2 minutes left, bro.
okay.
How about you preview, not preview, but talk about when the game is, where it is on TV,
Uh,
chat.
I'm not sure who's got the game this week as far as TV, but it's a 6:45 kick, so
So
night game
Saturday
in
night in
Tiger
Death
Stadium.
Valley.
Saturday night. Notice we got the clear skies, got the full moon going. Uh, and let's go. And hey, look, it's still this year. It's the 100th anniversary of the stadium. The game is sold out from what I've read. It's not going to be 97 degrees in the sun. So, man, people need to show up. Let's go. I'm not going to knock anybody for leaving early because I do have seats on the east side, and I'm telling you that sun is a bitch this time of year.
It was a
But
bad Saturday. Hey,
yeah,
we have a contest that we've been trying to push, and I told Neutral we may have to give some more hints. I'm about to give one. I don't even know if it's going to help
okay,
though.
go
But
ahead.
if you look over here past my beer bottle, you're going to see one of our special guests in the stands, just over my
Yes,
right shoulder over here.
yeah,
And
right there.
if you can figure that out, we'll give you another hint because there's several of them in the stadium, but they are
There's
hard
a
to find.
total of there's a
They're hard to
total of
find.
nine. You gave one, and I'll give one as well. Up here above my shoulder, right below the Lazy B sign, there's a couple of guys sitting right there too.
Yep, I see them. Hey, y'all, join us at GameDayTigers.com. Hit us up in the chat room. The day of the
Saturday night.
game, the evening of the game, we have a good time. Neutral get the game topic up and going Saturday morning-ish, and we'll
Yeah,
discuss that. We don't usually talk much in the game topic until after the game, but you're
right.
more than welcome to come in there and join us at GameDayTigers.com. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.